Well, I've been ignoring my mail. What's your excuse for signing up late?
I wasn't gonna go. I mean, it's Camp Puka.
Oh, come on. You loved this place.
I know, but it's in the past. Why get all nostalgic about it? But then I broke up with Sully and figured, what the hell?
You broke up with Sully. Sorry.
Don't act surprised.
I liked her.
And once you realize she didn't hate you.
True. Luke and I got in this huge fight this morning, and something about running around Camp Puka, cracked down on bug juice, just seemed comforting.
A lot of good times here.
Past isn't all bad, Maddie.
You want to do something after this? Misery loves company.
You know what misery loves more? Frozen yogurt.
With gummy bears and those mochi things?
Mm-hmm. We could get some and bitch about our lives.
Friends do that, right?
They absolutely do.
Then let's absolutely do that.
That feels good.
Doesn't it always feel good?
Yeah.
A little applause never hurt anyone, right?
Never.
So, Beau knows. I bet you hear that all the time, but we're not gonna go there.
I'm too young for that. Everyone always tells me the Beau knows things, and I'm like, look, I was born in '89, okay? I don't know the commercials.
Well, what we do know is that if there's ever a phrase that encompasses what high school was like for most of us, it's awkward.
Okay.
I think that that's
Yes.
a fair summation.
An apt description, I think, yes.
What has it been like playing Maddie for all these seasons?
It's been great. It's been such a journey, you know, where I started in the first year. Maddie was in a different spot. His age, he was younger, emotionally, physically. So it's been a really rewarding experience to see him grow and go through things. It's interesting because I play him, obviously, but then as like a fan or as a reader of the scripts, I'm very much invested as a fan too. Like, oh, I wonder where this is going. So it's been a nice a journey to see where it's ended up.
Now, I think the relationship or lack thereof between Jenna and Maddie, the on-again, off-again situation, really is the crux of the show. And I think it really mirrors so much of young love, for lack of a better phrase. The uncertainty, do you commit, do you not commit, do you love the person, are you serious, are you not serious? Where is it going to end up between the two of them?
I have no idea. They're so, on again, off again. It's so true. I was very much like this in high school, like so fickle, you know, fickle lovers. And you're figuring out yourself and with someone you're going together, but so much is changing and you're kind of introduced to new experiences, and so your desires and passions changes, and now they're in college, and that's an even bigger step, and they're away from each other for the first time. So I don't know if the future looks very good for them at this point. However, I think maybe in a few years, once they've had a little bit of life experience, maybe they come back, they buy a house together. They start a family. Maddie starts coaching football.
I love it. What about Jenna?
I feel like Jenna is gonna do the writing thing. I'm gonna let her do her thing, or Maddie's gonna let her do her thing in her office. I don't bother her during the day. You know, she just writes, and then I'll be the cooker. I'll cook food for her. Or, sorry, I keep using I. Maddie will cook food.
I love this.
I'm confused.
You're invested in your character. We'll put it that way.
Absolutely, yes.
What of the storylines on the show surprised you the most?
So many. Probably Maddie's parents not being his biological parents. That was a jaw dropper. But it made sense, and it was such a wonderful storyline for me to play. I was challenged as an actor, and it was fun and exciting and scary.
Now,
Full stop.
Full stop. I read your Reddit AMA, and you have some very passionate fans out there.
Absolutely.
I mean,
yes.
we're
amongst
talking
the most passionate.
really passionate.
That's right. You hear him? Crazy.
Oh, no, I didn't hear that. Sorry. What's been your most memorable fan encounter?
Oh, no. I have one. It's a little embarrassing for him, but it was an experience. I was at the airport, and I'm walking to my gate, and I was a little late, so they were already boarding. And this guy who's working at the airport, he's, you know, there's people kind of peddling the, you know, credit cards on you, like, you know, sign up for this. And so he asked me to buy, you know, Capital One or whatever it was. And he recognized me, asked for a picture. And so, sure, of course, so we take a picture. And he starts kind of shaking a bit. I'm like, oh, that's okay. And he goes, oh my God. And he starts having a seizure. And he falls, and I catch him, saved his life. And yeah, he had a horrible seizure. And I'm freaking out. I don't know, dude. People are walking. I'm like, help! Someone help me! And like out of nowhere, like 3 paramedics are just like running slow motion, like Baywatch style. And they like, you know, do the thing. They put my backpack underneath his head to stabilize him. They're asking me questions I don't know how to answer. And you know, he comes to, and everyone's boarded the plane. I'm like, I gotta go. I'm so sorry. And he's like, I'm sorry. I'm like, no, don't be sorry. I'm sorry. And I don't know what to do, so I grab his phone and I took a selfie in the background. I think he was giving a thumbs up. And
that's on par with any story of Tom Cruise saving people. That's even like, I would say more. You're putting the Cruise in Tom Cruise.
Well, you know, I didn't want to go out and say that exactly, but if you're saying it, you know.
Then you can accept the compliment.
Uh-huh.
You just directed your first episode of the show.
I did.
And what was that like?
Thank you. It was awesome. Yeah, it was really, really fun, challenging. I got to yell at people. No, I just wore a beret and an eye patch the whole time. That's what directors do.
What kind of accent did you use?
It's German.
Okay,
Werner Herzog.
Great. Good. That's respectable.
Yep. No, it was great. Everyone was really, they wanted me to succeed, and everyone was really accommodating and helpful and open to my ideas, and it was great. You know, I couldn't have gone much better, I think, for my first time, and I'm pretty proud of the episode.
How was it directing yourself for the first time?
It was like this. Dude, can you do it bigger? Screw you, man. Don't tell me what to do. Pretty much a lot of that.
What accent
diva.
did you use?
Guy's a diva. The actor Beau is a diva. It was fine. I had playback, so I could watch some playback. I honestly, I know when it feels good. And I'd have Chris, our showrunner, co-showrunner, kind of critique me as well. So that's how we did that.
Now, when you first started the show, did you want to direct from day one? You did?
Yeah, so I made it clear. So Lauren Unrich was the creator, and I kind of told her that how my dream or wants to direct. So I started every day off or scenes I had off. I'd shadow our director of photography. I bought college textbooks and taught myself about camera and lighting and all that, and just started shadowing other directors. And then Lauren left, and once Mike and Chris came on, the new showrunners, I got really nervous, and our UPM actually told me to ask. He's like, doesn't hurt to ask. So I was really nervous. I wrote out a whole pitch. I hope they're not watching this. Anyway, I was really nervous, and I asked them to talk, and so I pitched myself, and halfway they're like, stop. They're like, yeah, of course. We'll try to make it happen. So they were really great and accommodating, and I'm very thankful for them to let me do that.
So presumably this is what you want to do in the future.
Not solely, but yes, absolutely. I want to try to, work in as many mediums as I can that, excite me.
You started acting when you were 12. A nice 12-year-old boy from Canada.
I peaked at the ripe age of 12.
Yes. No, but that's when I read that you decided that you wanted to start acting. What was the impetus for you?
So I had started acting. My mother wanted me kind of introduced to various activities. So I was about 6, 7. She wanted me to do acting, singing, and dancing class. And I was a very self-conscious kid and a boy, very much a boy. And I was like, I don't want to do that. And so she said, if you complete the summer camp, I'll give you a bike, a 12-speed. And at the time, pegs and everything. And I was like, hell yeah. So I did that, and I really liked the acting. Dancing, I was a little self-conscious. Singing, I was horrible, and I got a little bit ridiculed, so I didn't want to do it anymore. And then when I was 12 years old, my sister had been acting. So I was a little intrigued, and I was like, what's that all about? So I met her agent, and she told me to get into acting class, which I did, and there you go.
And then
I just kind of fell in love with it. Yeah.
And now here you are doing it.
Absolutely. The funny thing is, I lived on an island off of in British Columbia, so it was 2-hour ferry ride to the mainland, hour bus ride into town, blah blah blah, just to get an audition or for acting class. So it was a lot. It was taxing, and I didn't work a job in like 4 years. So I was done. I was like, this sucks. It's like soul sucking. And then I finally started working, and then it wasn't until I really, because child acting is different than adult acting, and it wasn't until I got to Los Angeles and really started training and learning real technique, and that I really fell in love with it, because it's so much more than what I thought it was.
Now, how did your own high school experience mirror that of Maddie's, or not at all?
My parents are my biological parents, so that's going for me. You know what? I've been asked that question, and I always say like, "Oh, Maddie's his life's way more dramatic," and la la la. And then I was thinking about it some more, and like, no, actually, I was dramatic. I remember once in like 11th grade, my parents tried to ground me, and I was like, "No, it's not happening. No." And they're like, "You're not gonna do that." And I was like, "Fine, I'm leaving. I'm moving out." They're like, "Fine." I'm like, "Good." Okay. And I put all my stuff, put it in my car. I was like, "Peace. I'm out of here." And I was like all dramatic, and I think I was like, "They don't love me," whatever it was. And I spent the night in my car that night outside of my friend's house. I probably could have stayed in his house, but I thought it was cooler to sleep in my car. And I woke up at like 6 a.m. There's frost in the window. I'm freezing. I'm like lying in a shroud of my own clothes. And I get a tap on my window. I look out. It's a police officer. And he's like, "You can't sleep in here." I'm like, "Dude, I don't have a place to stay." "Come on." He's like, "No, he wrote me a ticket for like $200. Just sleeping in my car."
And so how did this conclude? I assume you crawled back with your head hung in shame?
Yeah, of course. Of course. I'll do the dishes for 2 months. I'll do anything you want. I'm sorry.
So you were dramatic.
I was a little dramatic. Yeah, definitely. So, yeah, I understand Maddie.
Well,
I don't cry as much as Maddie, though.
Maddie, see, you see the negative, I see the positive.
No,
He's in touch with his feelings.
Absolutely. No, that's good. Guys need to be more in touch with their feelings, for sure.
He doesn't deal with a breakup well. He was sad, he was depressed.
Yeah, he's a human being.
Yes.
Yeah.
Presumably, this is the last season. That's what MTV's saying.
Yeah.
How do you want it to end?
I just hope, honestly, I'm not a writer on the show. I just hope fans are happy. I hope that all the relationships are wrapped up as neatly as possible. It's billed as the last season, and it, ostensibly is. However, if, fans are fervent enough, and there's a possibility it would come back. So that would be cool. However, if that does not happen, yeah, I just hope, I don't know. I have a feeling, I know how it ends, this ends. So I know there's, Maddie makes a grand gesture of sorts that I really like. So I'm happy with that.
Like one of love, or?
You could say that.
You could say that, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think this show totally could continue, especially since they've made the transition to college.
Yeah.
Now there's 3 more years left of college.
Absolutely, and I think the show's got some new vitality in it. Not that it was lacking, but it's nice to kind of see a new setting and new characters, and they're in this new world. It's, definitely a new show.
What has it been like playing Maddie for all these years? 5 seasons now, right?
Yeah, it's great. I love it. I don't know what else to really say. It's so much, right? It's a very loaded question. I've grown up. I feel like I'm like a part of Maddie, and I love to play him. I would play him for years more if the offer is, the opportunity offers itself. What
do you want to do next?
I want to take over the world. No, I don't.
Really?
I was watching Piggy in the Brain, and I just thought I'd say that. I'm doing a play next month in Los Angeles. Called The Understudy by Teresa Rebeck. So I have a little theater company in Los Angeles. So I'll be doing that. I'm back trying to get a job. I did a pilot that didn't go.
Hey, man, you know what?
No, it happens.
It happens.
Hey, I'm hustling out there like everyone else. So I just want to keep working, keep doing stuff.
What do you get out of the theater that you don't get out of being in front of the camera? You talk to people, and everyone says it's such a vastly different experience.
Yeah,
you get immediate feedback.
There's so many things. It's all in the writing, right? I mean, the best characters, the best writing is all in plays. So rarely do you get to say those words. And so it's so nice that all the character and emotion and story is all conveyed through the dialogue. It's the actor's medium, I believe, and it's just a joy. You know, it's every night's different. You do, and then how the play develops over time. You know, you think you rehearse for a month, and then you've been doing shows for a month, and all of a sudden that's what it is. It morphs, and you figure it out, and it's just, you go deep into characters. And television, oftentimes, you know, you rehearse once, you shoot it, it's done. You don't know what it can be. So there's such a joy in finding what it really is, or, you know, what you think it is, or what it can be.
And that's why I was actually asking you about what it was like playing Maddie for 5 years, because that's such a unique experience, really.
Yeah.
To inhabit someone for that long.
Yes, you don't get to do that on stage, I guess, right? So
or
that's
in movies or any, really.
Absolutely, that's one of the cool things about television. Yeah, the where it morphs to is fascinating, and I think the writers have done a great job with Maddie. Yeah.
And I think that the tone of the show, I think, is very on point, really, and reflective of, I mean, I never slept in a car in high school, but
Right.
but I certainly had my outbursts.
Yeah, yes. And what I also like about the tone, too, is because, you know, it's very irreverent, and life is like that. You know, it's not, a lot of teen shows are very melodramatic and angsty.
Heavy-handed.
Very heavy-handed. And life can be that, and, you know, dramatic, but it's also, there's a lot of levity and laughs and silliness, and so I love that element of awkward.
And now we have our audience. We have someone right here waiting to ask a question. Oh,
Okay.
right here.
Hi, Beau.
Hi.
Hi. I'm a huge fan. I've been following your career since Desperate Housewives.
Okay.
My question for you is, what would 27-year-old Beau say to Maddie? What advice would you give to him?
I'd say go to Berkeley. Go to Berkeley, man. What's he doing? Yeah. Just, life goes on. Stay in school. That's it.
Man, that's a great message.
Don't do drugs.
We're going to take our next question from an online viewer. So Lauren K says, Jenna and Maddie are such opposites. Why do you think they keep coming back to each other?
Because they're opposites, I think. And that first love is so salient, right? They understand each other. I think at that age, not a lot of people fully understand who you are. And when you have someone who does, and like your insecurities, it's comforting to be with someone like that. And it's hard to say goodbye to that.
Next question, please.
Hi.
Hi.
I was just wondering, from the show, do you have a favorite Tamaraism? Or do you know any of them?
Yeah. What's it called when you have to define the relationship? DTR. I love that. I've give that advice to people before. Yo, bro, have you DTR'd yet? You gotta do that. You don't know where you're at. You don't know where you're standing. Yeah.
That's amazing. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Beau.
Hi.
I wanted to know if there was any arc you can change about Maddie from any season, what would it be?
Any part I would change?
Any arc, yeah, like anything.
Oh, arc. I don't know. Maybe, maybe not take his shirt off so much. I mean, maybe, no, I'm kidding. I don't know. I'm sorry. I like where it's gone. I'm always surprised, and I think that's exciting. I've never felt like it's Monday. I've never go to work and I'm like, oh, this stupid story. Like, I'm never like that. And that's actually the actor's job, right? It's your job to justify everything and make it matter to you. Even if you don't necessarily, there's often times where I'm like, I don't connect to something. I'm like, I wouldn't do that, Beau wouldn't do that. But it's your job to make it matter, right? So, I don't know, I kind of enjoy where it's gone.
Hi, thanks for being here. I'm totally dying just sitting here and looking at you.
Where are those paramedics? Get them in here.
Please don't die. He's already had one experience
Yeah,
at the airport. We don't want another one. Am I right? Looking out for you?
No. Thank you.
So besides acting, what do you like to do in your free time? And while you're here in New York, what are you planning on doing?
Yeah, I love that question. I play music, so I love to do that. I read a lot. I garden, green thumb, not literally, but yeah, I do that. I play with my dog a lot. Yeah, miss her right now.
Wait, tell us about your dog. We can't let that one go.
My dog is the cutest thing on the planet. Her name's Callie. She's a Labradoodle. A lover of fetch. She's really annoying sometimes, actually, because she won't stop with the ball. Yeah.
Is she one of those dogs that can sniff out a ball from any?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
any piece
She'll
of
find
furniture?
it. She throws it at you to, like, she's really smart, super smart. You snap your fingers and she'll go find the ball. If she doesn't throw it close enough, snap your fingers, she'll grab it, bring it to you. She's really cool. And she loves the water, which I love. And then, what am I doing in New York? I'm seeing a bunch of shows. Seeing The Crucible tonight. Tomorrow, seeing Long Day's Journey. Then I'm seeing Blackbird and Hamilton.
Oh.
Okay. And then,
How did you get tickets?
when you're on Awkward for 5 years, you pull a few strings, you know what I'm saying?
No, I don't know.
Yeah, me neither. I don't really know. So just seen a bunch of shows and taking in the city. I love this place. So.
And we have time for one more question, please, guys.
Hi, how are you doing today?
Hi, excellent, thank you.
So you mentioned that you've been playing Maddie for the past 5 years. Do you ever see a parallel between you and Maddie, or Maddie taking part of your life? Do you ever see like a crossover of like your personalities traits?
Yeah, personalities for sure. I mean, Maddie's not really too far from me, right? I'm pretty much playing myself. Like I said to that previous question, it's, sometimes you don't agree with certain things, but yeah, it's my own. I'm really playing myself at the end of the day. So a lot. I get Maddie for sure. I think that's why I think I've had success, or at least I feel like I've been successful playing him, because it rings true to myself. I don't know if I answered your question fully, but yeah, right.
And when can we watch the show?
I don't know. No, Tuesday tonight.
You're like, what
tonight.
show?
Watch it tonight.
What?
Tuesday, 10 o'clock. 10:30? 10 o'clock.
On MTV.
It changes every year, so I'm on MTV. That's the network. MTV, 10 o'clock tonight. Tell everyone.
Awkward.
The end.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.